I woke up, walked into the living room, and he said, okay, here's the deal. The front of the neighborhood is closed. It's underwater. He told me, I don't know what's gonna happen.
First they noticed it just building up really quickly in the yard. When my sister noticed, she called my dad, who has a truck. I was like, Dad, I don't think we can leave. You have to come get us or we're gonna get stuck here.
We turn on the news and they're telling us the very street that we were on is the street that's about to be completely flooded. So if you're here in this area, then you just need to leave, period.
Me and my mom and my sister and my dad waded through knee-deep water and got in our cars and with our cat and our dog, and we drove and we're like, we're just gonna go as far as we can and then just wait. There's nothing else for us to do.
They actually ended up getting stranded on the interstate for 48 hours because everyone was stuck and the water was rising and people couldn't get their cars off the road.
My mom and I stayed with a friend that night, and we just laid in bed that night and we cried for a little bit, but I was really impressed by my mom's joy.
We found ourselves going to New Orleans, and we stayed there at a hotel for 3 days. And we knew that, no matter how much faith we conquered up, it's just like when we go back, man, like you're just gonna have to face the reality of it.
You couldn't drive faster than maybe 10 miles an hour because you'd push water into people's homes. Trees falling that haven't been picked up because there's no one to pick them up. Every single driveway has trash piled up. When you drive down the street, like, it doesn't look like America.
As soon as we drove up to my driveway, I think the hardest thing to see, we had like our huge baby grand piano like out by the curb. And so it was that piano that for the family, like we all learned how to play the piano on. And so just seeing that on the curb was just like, it just hurt,
And all of this is just material stuff, but it all has to be touched and seen and remembered, and you have to recognize that it's all gonna be thrown away.
There's a lady at my church, her name is Miss Ellen, and when I went to her house, she was like, she had this attitude of, I didn't have that much anyway, and she was just thankful that she and her family were safe. And she was just like, it's all good, we're great, we're all happy, we're a close family. And I'm thinking, man, if that were me in that situation, what would I do? And the things that you don't really think about, the sentimental things, and the things that mean so much, just being washed away and seeing people continue on after that is, man, so much respect.
Me and about 15 or 20 other students went to Crowley for the Flood Relief Service Project to help 2 families.
We started out, we moved paneling off the wall and kind of pulled out some slats so we could put the insulation out to let the walls dry.
I remember all the churches and colleges and stuff that came and helped my town, so I felt like it was my turn to help.
We were able to go and help them just a little bit, just by doing a little bit of demolition so that they can rebuild their houses that they want to live in the rest of their lives.
I don't think I can really explain all of the kind of just heartache I feel for them, for everything that they've lost.
First time I heard was like, oh, they just flooded and they just need help. And once I got here, I see differently. Everything's so wet, everything's so heavy, everything's just like really squishy. It's really hard to work with. There's a lot of people, sweet kind of people, warm people, and I learned how to serve people and show how to love.
In the midst of chaos and trying and tough situations, it's a perfect opportunity when you have lost everything to let God be your everything.
When people most are vulnerable is when the disaster hits.
It's like surreal to think that that actually happened.
A lot of people wish they could start over, and he's like, and we get that opportunity.
the world isn't our home, and we're headed to a place where there's not going to be any more floods.